Most people know that super exists, and they know that somehow they could be using super to save themselves tax, but they don't really understand that link. I work with thousands of people every single year, and we talk about super quite often because they want to know, what is the tax implications? How can I use this to save tax? So what I'm going to talk to you today is about three main things. It's talking about what are the different contribution types, how you could potentially use unused caps to save you big tax, and of course, where someone like myself, where could an accountant actually help you and where can't they help you? And of course, I'm going to break it down for you in plain English, in real terms, so you understand what does this actually mean. So the first thing that we need to understand is what are the different contribution types and which are the ones that are important if we're trying to save tax and which are the ones if we're doing it for a different reason. So let's first talk concessional contributions, and these are ones that most people are going to want to know about because these are the ones that could save you tax. So a concessional contribution is the one that allows you to claim a tax deduction. So these are actually what happens when our employer contributes funds on our behalf. It's just we don't ever see those money. So we earn a wage and then we get super paid. So we're not really ever getting taxed on that money in our personal because it's going straight to our super fund. The other thing that could happen though is maybe you've been paid and you want to put an additional amount into contribution into super. So now you take money that's in your bank account and you put that into your super fund. This is also a concessional contribution if you do the right things. So you can do what they call a notice of intent claim form. You send that to your super fund and it says, I want to claim this as a tax deduction. What they do is they treat it as a concessional contribution in your fund. And what this means is they will tax you in the fund. So you'll get taxed at a flat 15% for most situations where you'll pay 15% tax in the super fund. Now, on the other side, when we do our tax return, we can now claim this as a tax deduction. So we can use that money that we put into super as a tax deduction to lower our taxable income. Now there is a cap on this, so we can only do up to $30,000. Currently, the caps have changed over the last few years, so always make sure you check that to make sure you're getting up-to-date information. So let's run a quick example of a $10,000 contribution. So we put $10,000 into our super fund. Now, how much we save will depend on our marginal tax rates. So if we have a look here, if we are on the $0 to $18,200 bracket, we won't save anything because we're not paying any tax. If we move up to that next bracket between $18,201 and 45 grand, we're going to save 16 cents plus the 2% Medicare levy, so $1,800. The next bracket, we're going to save $3,200. The next one, we're going to save $3,900. And of course, if we're on that highest bracket, we're going to save $4,700. Now, of course, we will be paying that 15% within super, as I mentioned before. So you need to work out, what's my real savings overall? So if we again run through those brackets, if we're in that first one, we're actually going to be losing money because we're not saving any tax outside of super, we're paying it within super. The next one, we're actually only going to save $300. It then jumps up to $1,700, $2,400, and $3,200 in savings if you're in that highest bracket. So you can see the higher your marginal tax rate, the more impact these contributions have on your tax. Now, I know we're talking about tax savings, but it is important to still understand what is a non-concessional contribution. So these are the contributions that don't actually save you tax because you're putting them into your super fund as a non-concessional contribution, which means they're not able to be claimed as a tax deduction in your personal taxes. Now, you might go, well, why would you ever do that? There's a number of reasons. People quite often are wanting to do this because they're wanting to take advantage of the lower tax rates super funds pay on their investment earnings. Quite often people might do this if they have a large capital gain, or maybe they've got an inheritance, where they're trying to put excess wealth into super where maybe it's going to be taxed at a better rate than what their funds are outside of super. Of course, with both of these, people need to weigh up, is it right for them, and get the right advice. And they're also going to factor in things like, how long is it going to be before I can access these funds, or what other uses do I have for these funds? So a quick rule of thumb to remember if you're trying to remember what's the difference between these. Concessional contributions are the ones you want if you're trying to get a tax deduction. Non-concessional are the ones if you're doing it for other reasons such as wealth distribution. The next is the carried forward rules, and this is the part of the video you're going to screenshot, you're going to come back to, because this is the one where you could save tens of thousands of dollars of tax all at once. So as I mentioned in the previous section, there are contribution caps, and you'll see they have changed over a number of years, but you can use up to 5 years of unused caps to further your deduction in this current year. And this can be a really powerful tool when used in the right situations. So of course, let's run through an example to see how this could work. So you might have put around $11,500 a year into your compulsory super for the last 5 years. And that's roughly going to be about $57,500 that you've put in over those years. Now, the cap across those years might be $137,500 though, which means you've got $80,000 of unused cap there. Now, maybe you've made a capital gains this year, and after the discounts applied, you've got $100,000 of extra taxable income. So you're going to be up for a lot of tax on this. Maybe you're on that 47% bracket and you go, whoa, that is going to be $47,000 in tax. Now, most people don't want to pay $47,000 in tax. So they go, well, how can I reduce this? And they sit down and they chat to their accountant about it to go, well, is there any strategies? And the accountant goes, have you used your unused caps? And they go, no, I haven't. And maybe they chat to their financial planner and they go, yeah, they've said it's a good idea. My accountant has said the tax advantages of this. Let's do it. And they put $80,000 into their super. And they work out that that is going to be allowed because they've got these unused caps. And now instead of having $100,000 of gains, they now only have $20,000 in reality because the $100,000 increased their taxable income and the $80,000 dropped it back down. So they're only $20,000 now. And now that 47%, they will still pay $9,400 in tax on it. But it's a lot better than $47,000. So they've dramatically reduced their tax liability by taking advantage of these unused caps. Now, obviously, this is only going to be a once-off thing that you can do if you're trying to catch up prior years. But of course, the capital gain also could be a once-off. So there might be situations where it's really powerful for you to use this tool in that particular year. It's a complex strategy and it's going to need advice from your accountant to see the unused caps and then advice hopefully from a financial advisor about whether it's a good idea or not. Now you need to be aware that your balance needs to be less than $500,000 at the 30th of June the prior year. And of course, always check the ATO for up-to-date information as to whether anything I've said here still applies because it's going to be a major decision. It's likely that something you're making is a once-off decision. So spend the time and get it right. Something else I think you should spend a little bit of time on is subscribing to my free newsletter. I send it out every single week and I try and make it about a 2-minute read that just covers something tax or finance related that is going to further keep money in your pocket. I'd love for you to subscribe. The link is in the description of this video. Now, before you go and call your accountant tomorrow morning, it's really important to understand how can accountants actually help? What can we help with and what can't we help with? And it's really important to understand this because if we can't help with something, we can't answer your question, you need to know where do I go next? So accountants can help with tax strategies when it comes to this. And by tax strategies, I mean explaining the tax implications of super. So we can help with a range of things. Some of these are going to be things like calculating your unused concessional cap and telling you how much carry forward you have. Model the tax impact of making a contribution, how much tax you'll save this year, next year, across different scenarios. We can make sure your notice of intent to claim form is lodged correctly and on time. We can handle the contribution from a tax return perspective, making sure it's claimed correctly. We can look at how the contribution would be timed around maybe those CGT events or a large bonus or some other once-off income event. However, what we can't do, we can't tell you whether it is a good idea or not to make a super contribution. We can't tell you where you should put that money as far as which super fund you should have. We can't tell you how much you should do or what type of investments you should have in your fund or whether you should have a self-managed super fund or an industry fund. I've covered that whole topic on another video. We can't give you the financial advice because we don't hold a financial services license. But there are lots of good advisors out there that you'll be able to go to and speak to about this situation or even just speak to your super fund. Speak to someone who's in a situation where they can help you with those questions and then lean on your accountant for the tax advice and the tax strategy side of things. And ideally, work on this together. We work with a lot of financial advisors that will go, I've advised my client to do this. Can you make sure that that fits with the tax strategy? We work together and we come up with a solution that works for that client. Now, as I said, super is a topic that people feel like they just don't know enough about, especially when it comes to taxes. And there's a lot of other assumptions that people just get wrong when it comes to taxes and it's costing them money. In this upcoming video, I'll go through some of those common tax assumptions that people make and the things they get wrong and how they can get them right. I thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you over there.